Hello, everyone. So, today I would like to talk about something that deeply impacts the way we structure our lives and make decisions in the future, and that is also a big cause of procrastination. And some of you might have heard the topic of effective forecasting. Essentially, effective forecasting is how we predict how our future selves will feel. And a lot of times we procrastinate and delay our obligations and responsibilities because we believe that we will feel better in the future and more able to do whatever we need to do right now. And as it turns out, as we can see extensively in positive psychology and through the work of Daniel Kahneman, we are pretty bad at predicting how we will feel in the future and even how we will feel after experiencing a certain situation. And Dan Gilbert calls this the impact bias. And so if we are asked about something that has happened in our lives that is positive, for instance, an example used is winning the lottery or having a bad event such as being rejected in college application, we tend to overestimate a lot of times the positive or negative impact that a certain event will have in our lives. And based on this intuition that we are accurately able to predict our future selves, we make decisions that oftentimes are not the most appropriate for a certain moment in our lives. And so oftentimes we really do have this idea that we can really look into the future and know how we will feel. And based on that assumption, we have a lot of lapses and we make bad decisions. Something a lot of us also hear these days is the importance of staying in the moment, being grounded. And that, although that is very important, some people conflate that idea with the idea of that because we simply have this moment, then the future doesn't mean anything and we can just waste all of our resources and do whatever we want right now without thinking about the future. And here it's one of those things where, of course, we only have this moment. This is the only moment we have, and this is the only moment where we can have any sort of impact in the world. But at the same time, we should assume that we are going to live a long life, unless we have evidence otherwise. But we should assume that we will still have many more years left on this earth. And because of that, who we are right now in this present moment is essentially the person who has the most grasp and ability to impact your own future. So your current self is in a prime position to operate and create a positive path going forward towards your future self. And so I think it's important to have this perception that it is important to stay in the present moment, but at the same time, being in this philosophy of now does not mean that you should not plan for the future or that you shouldn't take actions in this moment that perhaps are not the most desirable right now, but that will give you some advantage in the future. So being able to delay gratification is a very important skill in our evolution, and it is something that we should keep present in our minds. So all in all, I think a question that we should always ask ourselves is, what can I do right now that will make my future a little bit easier? And this doesn't have to be a complex answer. A lot of times what we should do in the moment is actually something very simple, very easy, such as just literally cleaning the dishes, going for a walk, tidying up your room. So a lot of times we are looking for these complex answers and complicated ideas because a lot of times we confuse complexity with truth and complexity with value. But most of the times we just need to do simple things that will compound and create a positive effect in our lives. Hopefully you found this video useful. Let me know what you think about what I have said in this video, and see you sometime later.